Tipsters, or good afternoon. Today we are going to work on author's craft. That means we're looking at imagery, which means we use our five senses to create an image in our head. We're going to work on metaphors and similes as well. Remember, metaphors and similes compare one object to another. Metaphors do not use the word like or as, but similes do. And what I want you to do right now is I want you to pause this video and I want you to read this really quick passage, these first two paragraphs, and think to yourself, what is the gist of this passage? Now that you've read it and thought about your gist, my gist is Keith was able to shoot a bow and arrow with his father for the first time. So now that I've finished reading my text, I'm going to look at my question, and my question says, what does the author compare Keith in this passage? So I know that I'm looking for how the author is comparing Keith. So I want to know, what does the author do to compare, or what is he comparing Keith to? So I'm going to go back into my text and ask myself, is he comparing Keith with a metaphor? Remember, a metaphor is without using the words like or as. So in the text, I read that Keith stared straight ahead at the haystack like an eagle staring at its prey. So I see that the author is comparing Keith to an eagle, and he's staring at a haystack like he's staring at a prey. However, this could not be a metaphor because it uses the word like. So he does not use a metaphor to compare Keith to something. But my next question I ask myself is, does he use a simile? Does the author use a simile? Well, it does, because it says the word like, and it says that Keith stared straight ahead into the haystack like an eagle staring at its prey. So the author is comparing Keith to an eagle, which means that Keith is paying close attention to the haystack like an eagle would be paying close attention to his prey. All right, and so with that, my answer is the author is using a simile to compare Keith to an eagle in the first paragraph. The text says Keith stared straight ahead at the haystack like an eagle staring at its prey. So if you notice, as I'm doing my answer, I am actually using text evidence. So please make sure that you use text evidence when you are answering your question. All right, so your next step that I want you to do is I want you to watch this video one more time, and I want you to write down, what are the things I did, or what did I say to answer this question correctly, and what do we use when we answer a question? Okay, what do we always use to back up our answer to a question? So once again, I want you to watch this video one more time, then think, what did I do or say to answer my question, and what do I use to back up my answer? All right, bye guys, good luck.